Yet another map guide has been refurbished to better suit my more helpful ideas. Welcome back to Copenhagen. First and foremost, as is tradition, we will cover the voice lines associated with the NPCs in the map. And that today will be the British Brig-Sloop, the HMS Cruiser's crew. I won't include the lines that are just duplicates of the old British soldier cannon lines, but I'll include all the original lines to do with the ship. Take a listen.
Gunboat! Load the guns and fire as she pairs! Fire! 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 Fire!
Fire! Fire! Fire! Fire the gun! Fire the gun! Fire the gun! Fire the gun! Loading! 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 Loading gun! Loading gun! Loading gun! I'm loading the gun!
Loading! 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 Ready to fire! 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 Ready to fire!
Ready to fire! Ready to fire! Ready to fire! Ready to fire!
They've hit her magazine! Abandoned ship!
I can't swim! Help me!
Crazy to think the lines are delivered by the American soldier's voice actor and Barry's voice actor of anyone. Anyway, there are two badges correlated to this map and we will go over both. The first one is your general map badge, being the most terrible night. Here you have to complete Copenhagen in 1 life. That's no respawns, just 1 life. So how will we do this? For team composition, I'd recommend around 3 sappers, 2 surgeons, maybe a chaplain, and a good mix of other classes. Note musicians aren't necessary, but if anything, fifers can be really helpful. So immediately when you spawn in, you come to your first objective, most teams suffer heavy casualties already. Zombies come from 2 main areas, and the best way to protect your team is to place barricades and stakes at the top of the stairs. Bombers do come, but just be wary, so be very wary, swing your axe around basically, because bombers there trying to defend your barricade, kablam, you're dead, no more sappers. So while the saps are hard at work defending, the rest of you guys, you need to work quick. Either shoot at the lock, or what I like to do, go sideways and melee the lock sideways. I don't know how, I don't know why, but for me that just works it works easier basically. Through the basement and up we go. Saps should get straight to work securing this sort of broken door with stakes and barricades. Bombers do come through here, so be careful. And the less combat effective classes that aren't busy defending, they should focus on the barrel objective, say one of the surgeons, the chaplain, or the fifer. It doesn't take long, and when you send the barrel off the ledge, you need to get 4 lads to pick up planks and walk them over. If you don't have enough people, that's fine, but the quicker the easier. Sappers shouldn't have to worry about deconstructing the defense, it usually gets broken by zombies anyway, but before retreating, wait until your team clears out the next few rooms. They are sometimes littered with bombers, so be very careful. Now the devs really love Left 4 Dead, and the director has apparently moved to Guts and Blackpowder as well. Depending on your team's survival, it can change the map. So if there are less than 10 players alive, then you'll go through this sort of side passage with a respawn. But if your team is epic and has 10 or more players alive, then the passage through here is open. If you go through this thing, make sure you just walk on through, like try and aim for the right side, but just keep walking. Stopping or pausing can make you fall through. Either that or just take your time, go first person and jump over all the different gaps. Defense point 2, how fun. Here the game loves reminding you to fill up the buckets and put the fire out in the attic. To start, I'd suggest using a charge to get your men down to the area as quick as possible. 3 sappers is the best number since zombies come from 3 different areas. The first is upstairs, where 1 sapper or 1 or 2 regulars can usually defend. If there aren't any sappers upstairs to place stakes and barricades, then just try to stick to the far end of the room as to give yourself ample time to defend against runners, because runners spawn in this area. Downstairs, it's best for sappers to use a mix of stakes and barricades at the zombie spawns, otherwise it can be pretty difficult to defend. Your team should focus on defending these points while a small number, like 2 to 3, maybe 4 players, focus on running buckets upstairs. Ensure that all players pick up the bucket item and have 2 ready on the taps. Therefore, when picking up a bucket of water, it will automatically be replaced. On that note, any buckets that have been filled above 2/3 will do the full 3 splashes when upstairs. As you can see with this effect, I have like a little sliver of water left and I still do 3 full splashes. When going upstairs, just splash the water onto the fire, and it takes 5 fully filled buckets to eliminate the fire, or 15 splashes. When your team finishes, sappers shouldn't worry about deconstructing since the zombies will usually take care of the rest. And another respawn point later, be careful when descending into the house area. I'd suggest either chucking grenades, tar bottles, or that friend you don't really like down in there, eliminate the bombers and take the rest out. And when safe of course, just make your way down. On the bottom floor, sappers should get to work constructing barricades and the prefab on the door. In that room is a great place to heal players and bless them if required. That's like one of the best places in the whole game because it's really safe, really secure. It's like right in the corner. Now, I like to break down the door on the far side for fun, like as soon as I get in there, break it down. It helps your team skedaddle out of there when you finish defending, since that door usually just remains there. Sappers should place stakes ahead of the barricades to set off bombers early, and caltrops can also be really good here. When the next objective triggers, I was just doing a charge to get the hell out of there. Just watch for bombers. Sappers needn't worry about destroying the barricades, since there aren't many defense points left. Out in the courtyard, there's a few things to get cracking on. First and foremost, if no teammates are alive that can shoot a gun, you're done. You might as well jump into the channel, okay? You're done. Doesn't matter how good your team is, you can't blow up a barrel with your mind. When your team charges out, the first thing you need to do is get that barrel blown up. Ensure to press C to highlight the objective and shoot it. In the meantime, protect the guy who's shooting it and make barricades around the broken bridge area. I'd suggest caltrops heavily. Stakes can also be really good since the zombies sort of come at you from all sides. With the gunpowder barrel presumably short, you can defend this point until the boat comes along behind you. Ensure your teammates are shooting as many bombs as possible to give you the best chance of escape. With the boat behind you, jump onto it and jump up onto the netting. Don't worry about your buildings since the boat doesn't stay there forever and you're not going to need to place any more buildings down. Now, some teams like to leave people at this point, like they jump onto the boat later. I'm not a fan of this. You're just making everyone else's job harder. Don't do that. Don't be a douche. Go help your team. This is a team-based game. Go help your team! Anyway, when you get onto the boat, fix up the gunboat, make sure those little walls are built up, and load the cannon. When that's done, blow the gate and reload the cannon, so it's ready for the next shot. Now, zombies are going to pile on board. This is basically a game of saber spam. Just stab as many zombies as you can. Runners will try and pull your crew off the boat, and zappers, they can be really annoying, but they usually get like stuck at the back. But just ensure you can save your teammates from a watery fate and take them out. Drummers, buglers, and chargers are really good in this position, since all the zombies just get on board and pile around you, so just like run around, stab them, you know the drill. Soon enough, you'll come across the mast laying across the channel here. It's a decent idea to shoot it early with the cannon, as to not have to wait around. You don't have to aim too precisely, it's just as long as you can get that white dot where the mast is, bam, it's gone. Just make sure you're close enough to get rid of it. This means you won't stop for too long and keep chugging along. And if you want to, there's like little side boats full of zombies. I like chucking tar bottles onto them or crucifixing them. This is an easy way to get rid of them. And then the final respawn. You're in the last legs here. Jump down onto the boat, tar the zombies on the nearby platform, and get ready to fight. Make sure the wall defenses are built, because otherwise you might be cooked. Now when the objective gets highlighted, all your teammates who are capable should start shooting at the crew. Press C, aim your guns, and shoot at the crew members, okay? We'll get to the cannon in a second, I'm going to emphasize this. So if you shoot the crew members, it whittles down the health of the boat as well as shooting it with the cannon, and the more crew members you shoot, the less damage they're going to do to you. I'll suggest first targeting the sharpshooters who are up on the masts, then every single time you take out one person on each cannon, that cannon is completely out of the game. Okay, so if you kill one person on each cannon, the cannons are disabled pretty much. And then otherwise, get some people on the cannon and make sure you're shooting the cannon at the boat as well. And of course, for the sappers, they got to focus on building those walls, okay? Melee people, either cannon or stabbing zombies. Shooters, shooting the Brig-Sloop sailors. And then the sappers focus on keeping those walls up. And that is how you keep your team alive. And surgeons should also focus on healing any teammates that get a nice old face of grape shot. Now, keep doing this. Keep doing it, get it down, and finally you would have hit her magazine and blown her up. And it's a matter of taking out the remaining zombies, and you will have achieved the most terrible night. But that's not all. The second badge in Copenhagen is Rule Brittania. This one, you just have to make it to the finale, whether that be in one life or through respawns, doesn't really matter. Then you could even join the game at the final respawn, doesn't really matter. All you have to do then is sit at the front of the boat and die to the cannon fire of the British Brig-Sloop. And simple as that, you get the badge Rule Brittania. Any ways I could like think of to help you out here, I'll just maybe getting stabbed by a zapper. That way you just have way less health and are easier to die from their grape shot. Just make sure your health is as low as possible, but not too low as to where a simple scratch from the zombie will take you out, because you want to be killed by the boat. But as long as you're killed by the boat, Rule Brittania. Hopefully this has helped you in getting the badges for Copenhagen. My old guide was absolute doo-doo, and so I wanted to redo it for you guys because I want to be helpful. I don't want to be a crap person. Fun map, awesome finale. It's just a shame more people don't play it because you literally have a boss at the end. I think that's awesome. But thanks for watching as always, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you when I see you.